If you do, your soul just then you're now undead.
Well, here's where people might not have figured out what was going on. They're probably wondering, how is it that the vampires were let in? How is they able to get into the house?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. When he comes, he says to Michael, "Since you're the man of the house, I'll ask you to invite me in." And he invited him in for that first date that they ruined, and it made everything void that they tried on him, because he had invited them in. They didn't know, the kids that they were trying to expose him didn't know that they had invited him in. But so nothing worked. But that's why the vampires were able to go in there later and just come into the house.
Yeah.
Because that's, you got to kind of wonder, why is it that no one ever invited what you thought was the leader, which was Kiefer Sutherland? No one ever invited him in. So you kind of miss it if you're not paying attention.
Well, the Frog Brothers had pegged Max as being.
They did. I mean, they had it right.
They had it nailed. They just missed. They forgot.
They didn't see Michael.
The mother had invited Max in. Oh, it's right.
Was leaving the house, and they didn't see Michael say, well, please, by all means, come in. He invited him in, and he was not yet even, transformed yet. So he's like, come on in. And the whole thing, now it all makes sense at the end, that he was trying to get in. That even that first night when they come in, he had pegged her the first time when that kid comes in. And there's another tip off. His store, the little kid comes in, okay, and says, "I lost my mom."
Oh yeah.
And there he is, the head of the store that rents the videotapes, and the kids are coming in there and getting lost.
That's why he has that store, that's his spider web.
Yeah, his little but that's where he sees her and then from that point on, which is right in the beginning of the movie, he's enacting this whole plan to seduce the whole, and he makes it seem like he's not associated with them. I said never to come in here.
Yeah.
Later tells him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because he wants to keep a certain front image.
I honestly was stunned at the quality of the script. I really didn't expect that. And I know that you recommended it, Jesse, and said, we got to do this film.
But it's actually Anthony who recommended it.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's like, let's do Lost Boys. I said, let's do it. That sounds like
I didn't hear it from Anthony. Didn't come to me. It's just I'm tertiary here. That's fine.
Not at all. I really like that there's 2 surprise endings in this movie.
Right.
Yep.
I think that's awesome. And the one surprise, the final surprise is actually surprising. You could kind of figure out who the main vampire is, especially after the scene with the dog.
The hell dog. Well, that also confirmed you're talking about the hellhound. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of confirms it. You're still not quite sure, but that final surprise ending is actually a surprise ending to me. That final line that Grandpa gives.
I know.
Damn vampire.
Like such a good line.
He like opens a beer or something, or a soda or something.
Yeah. There's actually.
You guys recognize? Did you guys ever see The Secret of NIMH?
Yes.
A long time ago.
Mr. Ages, the little mouse that's like the scientist guy that gets the little medication. That's him. Same voice. Yeah, the old grandpa guy. He saves the day. I was watching it with my son. He called it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fine film.
All the damn vampires.
Yeah, that's Don Bluth's greatest film.
Which one?
NIMH.
Oh, that's a great. Hey, we should do a review on that. Honestly, that's it's not just for kids.
Not at all.
It's like a family kind of film.
But it isn't like Plague Dogs. I mean, Plague Dogs goes too far. It really balances right along the razor blade of of the dark and the light.
Back to the
Enjoy it without realizing the deeper subtext that adults can go, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's
I think we should definitely do that one. But back to what we were saying about the two endings, Anthony.
Yeah. The two surprises. I always like it when movies have a couple of different surprises.
So what is the two ending thing that you're pointing out?
Well, the one surprise is that you find out, what's his name?
David?
No, Max.
Yeah, that Max is the head. Got
Out at the end that Grandpa knew there were vampires the whole time. I mean, he was prepared the whole time.
well, that's why he drives right through the wall.
Yeah. And there's a scene where he's actually sharpening his fence. with
Yes.
all the-
I picked that up.
yeah, he was getting ready, wasn't he?
Okay.
yeah.
That was a big giveaway. I went, oh no, Grandpa knows what's going on. He just doesn't necessarily know who's who, but he knows there's the game's afoot, and he knows what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So that was like, oh, just gosh, I just love when a plot comes together. I really do.
I think another amazing thing about this movie, I think a lot of movies in the 80s, even like E.T. and stuff, is that nothing feels like a set. Like everything feels lived in, even if it's just a couple of, I mean, they really only had a couple of locations in the movie. There were like 4 or 5 actual locations, but they all felt lived in and believable. Nothing felt like a lot of movies or shows I watch now, it feels like you're looking at a set. And I think it's because everything's practical and they try to do everything in camera, all the lighting, all the fog, like everything's done in camera. So it feels real. So
Also, almost all of this was, I don't even think I think it was all practical effects.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love about it. There was some blood, practical. You mean even in that the old style, fake blood, fake. I actually prefer that type of thing. I think we should bring that back. Stop doing all these digital blood things. Do it more realistically, and then bring the effects in when you really need to sell something that is like not being able to produce. So more lean on practical. I think people should start leaning on practical effects and trying to make them the best as possible, and then only use digital when it's absolutely necessary in order to sell the scene, and it should be indistinguishable from reality and actually not look so fake.
yeah, well, if you layer it on top of those practical effects, it's much more believable.
I think the classic example of that is The Sting. When you look at the scene where the car's driving out onto the pier so you can go to the carnival, there's a shot that looks like it's supposed to be Chicago, 1936.
Are you talking about like Robert Redford and The Sting, like the old
Sting? And I'm talking about the fact that most of the Sting was practical effects, but most of the backgrounds were CGI or matte paintings, and the deal or rear projection. Not too much rear projection actually, but
That's a long time ago to be doing that kind of stuff.
rear projection goes back to the 20s.
That's amazing though that they did it so well.
In the Sting, if you didn't know any better, you still
You're speaking brand new news to me. I've never even heard this before. That's crazy.
No, I just watched a documentary about it, and
Wow, I gotta watch that now.
because I'd always appreciated how well that was done in that film, but this film actually is even more earthier than that. This is kind of almost to the Texas Chainsaw Killer level of earthy for set design and use of
So I can't believe that they did that on that.
well, no, there's all kinds of examples. The key is that one shot I just mentioned. Do you remember it?
Yeah, but I wonder if I go back and watch it now, if I'm maybe going to pick it out a lot easier.
Or you won't have any difficulty.
Okay.
Once it's seen, you can't unsee it.